We think that this ECC engine that we have in our product is so 2015 is when we announced our automotive grade parts, and we noticed that there was a need for higher quality parts because sometimes they'd have issues with commercial and then for automotive in the type of environments. And so we said, okay, we need to start investing in this to provide them a good high quality product. And then also, you know, it's no secret in the world that there's going to be more and more applications needing storage in the car as we move to autonomous. Hard disk drives actually was quite a lot of storage they had in there. It was, we would have 128 gigabyte drives, some places maybe 256 gigabyte drives, a hard disk drive that was in the car. However, the usage for it was mostly people putting their music in it, maybe held the maps for the navigation, and that's about it. That's all the usage was for, mostly music. And the role that NAND flash originally started off with was more on storing the OS and map data. Right? And map data, so map data depends on the region as to what the capacities are. So like Europe, it could be 32 gigabyte or 64 gigabyte. North America, similar. Korea, maybe a little less. Japan, a little bit less. It depends on the region, the size of the map data that would be required. Since there's so many more applications coming in, and as I mentioned, I think total in a car for the high-end ones, maybe in another three or 4 years, you'll see up to a terabyte total in the car. We are very much interested in the cloud as well. So one of the things we often say is from the edge to the cloud. We support storage and all of that. So whether it's in the infrastructure for V2I, you know, we can support storage for that. Whether it's if an OEM wants to have their own cloud to hold all the data that they're pulling from all their cars, yes, we will and can support those types of storage applications. But our cloud solution is no different. Our cloud solution for automotive is no different than for any other thing. So it's not like we're making a special product just for the automotive to cover the cloud. Whereas when we're talking about the edge, or where the car is, because of the harsh environments, because of the high quality requirements, then we have to make different products for that market. For V2V, I would say none of it goes to the cloud. Because that's the idea of it. It's vehicle to vehicle. It's point-to-point communication. It doesn't need to go to the cloud. There's no reason for it to have to go to the cloud. Now, V2I, it could be a combination of both. It could be that it's getting information from some traffic management center that sends it saying, hey, tell all the cars that there's road construction up ahead. But in general, the cloud isn't involved a whole lot. Now, locally, what kind of storage is needed? Does the car store that data for a long period of time? Maybe not. Once it gets past a construction site, once it's finished stopping and it's now ready to move forward again, maybe that information no longer needs it. That kind of data is actually really small, very small packets of data. So they need it for the operating system. Sometimes they'll use it for the security keys for storing that. Those are the main two purposes for V2X on the car side as to why they need storage. You know, we target to get 0 DPPM, right? That's our target. That's what OEMs require, right? They want you to have 0 failures. So we do a lot of things to try and prevent any failures from happening. I may have mentioned it earlier. We put in a lot of extra test screens. We do additional design work. Sure, we run through a lot of tests to make sure the product does what we say it will do. Customer's going to run through a lot of their own tests, but we provide any of the details that they would like regarding how we test the products, so they can learn from how we test as well and feel comfortable that it's a good, reliable product. In addition to that, so we have a very strong ECC engine. It's how you manage it to make sure that it doesn't affect the data and how the host is reading it. So we have a very, very strong ECC engine to correct all that. How are they going to read and write to the card? Once we understand how they're going to use the card, we can do some calculations and let them know, hey, so we work very closely with our customers, the tier 1s and OEMs, to make sure that how they're using the NAND will allow it to last a very long time. So again, it goes back to the quality and reliability. We think that this ECC engine that we have in our product is, we're several generations into it, it's one of the best in the industry. Vertical integration of designing and making the NAND wafers all the way through the end product and test. Since we do all that design in-house, firmware, controller design, then that gives us a good advantage and good control over the processes that are done. But quality is where our customers have ranked us really high, and they value that very much.
경쟁 회사라고 꼽을 수 있을 만한 회사가 있을까요?
All of them.
업체들 말해주실 수 없다고 그랬는데 몇 업체 정도 되는지 좀.
There are several. Yes. Companies like that.
한국 차에도 어프로치를 하셨는지 듣고.
Of course. Korean market is very important to us. The tier 1s that exist in Korea, they aren't just supporting Korean OEMs. They're global companies, so they are supporting business from Europe, US, wherever, lots of different places, right? So there's some very key tier 1s here in Korea that we need to pay attention to. And then the OEMs here in Korea as well are very global. Their products are, so it's a market we can't ignore. So it's very important. That's why we have resources here. That's why so many people in the room right now. It's an important market to us. And so we put dedicated resources here in Korea to support the market. A dollar number on it, but if you look at some of our recent financial, what do you call it? Earnings report, that's it. If you look at our recent earning reports, you'll hear our executives talking about the automotive industry and how it is a focus for us. Yes, we can have those discussions with them, but typically those are more of a custom product that we end up making for our custom system we help them design. So it's not something where we'll be doing press announcements on it. It'll be quietly done in the background.